And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video we are gonna spice up, juice up your drum loops just to make it a little bit more interesting. Sometimes we get stuck with a boring kick, snare, hi-hat, so we're gonna add little elements just to give it a bit of movement, bit of swing. I chose the MPC sample. Last week's video did very well. Thank you very much for everyone subscribing and liking the Boombap tips I gave. So I thought I'd go on the same vein and do another video on little tips on drum programming and making drum loops. One of my favorite things to do. Now you can take these techniques in your DAW and your SP-404, other samplers you have, you know, just like little ideas and things. Also, I'm very excited to announce I just released my first drum pack. It's 25 loops that I created, sampling many records I've gathered, drum breaks, all kinds of weird percussion instruments I recorded through some analog gear, and I programmed the drums and I looped them up. So they're not just drum breaks, loops, they are actually things I created. And then you can download it at Buy Me a Coffee. I left the link down below in the shop there. It's a couple of bucks and it helps out the channel tremendously. We are not monetized, we don't make any money from this. So if you can help us out, that'd be great. Thanks. All right, let's get into it. Drum sounds, kick, snare. Now, first let's create a sequence. I'm a big fan of 83 BPMs. That's kind of like my go-to. Whatever tickles your fancy. Whatever you like, 83 BPM, that's what I like. So let's go back into sample and we have kick, snare. Let's lay that down. 2-bar loop to start with. There we go, straight up. There's many ways you can make a beat interesting. So let's first this is all on in sync, right? So this is all on no swing added on an 8th, right? So what we can do is we go back here, hi-hats, it's recorded in. You can go into shift sequence and you can see on every step the purple light is the sound that's activated. So we can go in here and then with this we adjust the velocity. So instead of that, so we can go through them, make sure the right ones are selected, and alright, so let's make it 1 bar. Let's make that a little bit louder. Now I can do that with 16 levels as well, but I thought there's a different way you can do. You have more hands-on control of the levels and it sounds a little bit more, a bigger variety of velocity. Now, another thing I like to do is with the snare, I like to delay it a little bit to add that natural swing to it. So what we can do is we have the offset. So go under play, press shift, you'll have offset, and then we can change how many % we want. So I'm going to put it on around 10 or 11%. That's 40%. That's insane, right? Down to 30. A little bit much. That sounds good. I think that's about 13%. Sounds good to me. While we're here, another tip I showed you last week in another video was adding the delay of a snare onto another snare. And in this machine you can link things. So if I go there, pad link, this is pad 3, so I link pad 3. Now we have that, so I can and then when I that sounds good to me. So now I layered pad linked these ones and just take the end reverb tail and put it on there. So it gives it a nice tail instead of using a reverb and resampling. That's another technique. Adding percussion is kind of fun. So let's go into the input configuration. The source we want to make microphone. And then we take this weird thing. And this is one of the things I picked up on one of my many travels. I think this was in Vietnam. If you guys know what this thing is called, please let me know. I have no idea. So we go back and we just press sample record, press a pad. Sounds kind of cool. Last little bit. Just take the end out. Trim that up. Then we press shift copy this to this. The pan. So I'm going to pan this one that way and pan this one that side. And then maybe change the end. Oops, changed the wrong one, sorry. You know, add some variety and some interesting movement within the sound, left and right. You can also do that. Sometimes I copy the hi-hat and put one left, one right, maybe change the velocity of each one or change even the pitch of each one, just to give some movement and rhythm within the beats, just to make it interesting. Another thing you can do, especially with this one, is you can go into, say, flex beats, and then resample those little drum hits and then chop that up, and then take your original drum track, chop that up, and then rearrange that kind of echoes and not echoes, the scratches and the the doubling up within your beats when you re-chop it. Does that make sense? So chop your original, and then instead of putting the original snare in that chop, you take the one that's maybe been you know, like that taka, you put that instead of that, so you can kind of rearrange your chops and make some interesting sounds. So I know this is not the best sounding thing we've ever done, but just to give these guys some ideas of things you can do and add to your drums. And pitching, play around with pitch. Now also depends on the sample. If there's already like some percussion in, you can play around with that, or you know, the pitch of the drums is very important, I feel, to fit with the sample. So yeah, this is just some ideas for you guys to use in your productions. And if you want to check out some other videos, go check it out. I've got a few other videos on my production style. And have a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one. If you want to support me, please drop a like, a sub, and buy me a coffee, and go check out my new drum pack. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.